Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reviewing with Gears of Planet, a new series made by me, your host, Gears of Planet. Hello, it's me. And today we're going to be reviewing the viewer submission game from the player Cute Hunter. Up here, you can see their name in the top left. Where they said that they did well, but they ended up messing up in the end. And overall, yeah, they did pretty well. But yeah. So basically, what I'll be doing is going over the game and reviewing what they did well, what they didn't do so well, where they could improve, and just overall giving my thoughts on the game. So let's go. Also, reminder: if you want to have your video or clip submitted for either TABG or Hawked, the instructions will be in the description below. So let's go. All right. Okay, that first off, pretty decent flight path. You can get to a lot of pretty good areas, but you will struggle if you want to go to like POI or Western up here. It does look like they have planned going to Tallwork, so let's see. Okay. So far, good flight, everything. Um, ooh. Also, the Discord pings they are not your Discord pings, they are from the player. Also, FYI, if you are going to do these, please, yeah, turn off things like Discord, but I think they missed. They weren't trying to land up top, but okay. That right there is a very good decision. I'm going to pause this to explain. So, right there, they've picked up an AUG and a Browning M2 machine gun, which is completely normal. It's the scrambler. You're just supposed to grab whatever you can. Then they decide to swap the machine gun for the FAL. This is a really good decision because A, they don't have enough ammo to properly use the Browning machine gun, and they also don't have any attachments or blessings, which makes using it incredibly difficult, and you'll lose to any submachine gun or most of the rifles. Number two, they already have the AUG, which serves as their like kind of submachine gun substitute. It's not as good as a normal submachine gun, but they can make do if somebody appears at close range. However, they are lacking a bit of stopping power at long range. That's what the FAL provides. So now with this loadout, they've got all of mid-range covered, and they can still make do in close range, and they can make do at long range. So overall, very good decision making. Alrighty. Inventory management, personal choice, that's fine. Red dot sight on the AUG. Okay, I see. So they're the kind of player who likes to use the AUG at close range. That's them again. Oh, that is a grenade. Alrighty. So that means there's somebody above, and they see that. They end up missing the jump. They did get a jumps blessing. That's very good. Ooh. Uh, they probably should have picked up like one of these pistols here, even if it's not one you plan on using in the immediate future or ever. Just having a third option that you can swap to for like 25 damage is a quarter of an enemy's health. Let's say you land, let's say 5 bullets, so 3 torso, 1 leg, and like 1 foot shot with the AUG, and you're down to like 10 health or something, and you've run out of ammo on the AUG. You're never going to be able to reload in time, and using the FAL at close ranges, do not. Having a pistol there that you can swap to and just fire off shots, you might still die, and that's fine. But if you're able to land that lucky like chest shot, or even better, a lucky headshot, and you can win that fight, that means A, you've gotten more loot, B, you put an enemy out of commission and like released or made the area safer for you, and that means there's more loot for you. And third, you haven't burnt your revive, which is very important, especially in solos. But yeah, just so you know. They seem to have pretty good movement and aim, so I am, yeah, oh, okay, that's good. Alright. I'm not so sure about the Arnold. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of shotguns, but it does complement, actually, I will explain that. It does complement this loadout pretty well. As I mentioned before, they were a bit lacking in close range damage, but the Arnold does offer like some stopping power at close range. It's not the same as like Tech 9 or actually like any other like two-handed submachine gun, but it's fine. And now what they seem to be doing is some inventory management, is what I see. Yes, alrighty. So with this, they've got 3 grenades. Yes, actually, this is okay. So what they're doing right here is very good. So they've got 3 grenades. They've got a safety grenade, which is the smoke grenade. Some safety grenades are basically just grenades that get you out of a jam. Smoke grenades, wall grenades, launchpad grenades, shield grenades. Actually, rewind. Try and save your launchpad grenades for extreme situations. But yeah, those kinds. Then they have what's called an inhibition slash what's a good name for it? Uh, hmm. Yeah. Disruption. They have disruption grenade. That's the name for it. This would be things like flashes, snowstorm grenades, implosion and knockback, black hole cage grenades. Basically, things that either cause the enemy distress or limit where they can go. And then the third slot is damage grenade. This is just literally any grenade whose main focus is hurting the enemy. And in this case, they've got a fire grenade. And no, this is actually a pretty good combo. If you hit somebody with a snowstorm grenade, you can just flat out shoot them. But even if you can't shoot them, they probably won't be able to escape the subsequent. Alright, that's actually a pretty good choice. With this loadout right here, you've got all of your ranges covered. You've got long range covered because it's Car 98, and you've got mid range covered. I personally here I would rather we'll see, but yeah, so far this is a very solid loadout. Like if somebody asked me, quick, name a loadout that a beginner player could use, I would say this actually. Well, I would say mostly this. I would swap out the Car 98 for the Garand, mainly because the Garand is more user friendly because faster fire rate. It's semi-auto instead of bolt action. Yeah, but you get the point. Alrighty. Suppressor, that's good. The KAR is very, very loud. And now they're gonna go engage in the fights. Okay, let's see how this goes. Interesting. It seems that they think somebody's below. They must have heard somebody fall. Actually, yeah, they're playing like there's somebody below, which is quite possible. They most likely did hear somebody fall. More grenades. Alrighty. Okay, so first off, to Cute Hunter, very, very well played. You hear the fighting happening on this side over here of, well, the area. And so instead of, because there are three ways to, go up, to, get up tallward. You can either go on the edges here, up the center. So on the edges to their left, up the center, on the edges to their right. If they went up the edges to their right, they would be susceptible to any of the two other enemies fighting. If they went up the center, if there was like a third person who's trying to third party the two people already fighting, they would have the catch on them. Whereas here, they get a range advantage and yeah. Yes, I think they're going to go to the roof. Oh yeah, they are. They're going up. This is good. Alright. And alrighty. Okay, that's a very good choice. Yes, actually, that's probably the best choice they could have made. Ice Blessing is actually really good for this kind of loadout, mainly because you've got two high impact weapons that need a lot of accuracy, the KAR or Car 98 and the Arnold. And honestly, the only fully automatic weapon they have is the AUG, and the AUG already has very good hipfire handling stats and minimal recoil. It still has recoil, but it's not that much. So, alrighty, how are they gonna play this? So the gunshots have gunned down. Alrighty, that's them. I'll let you guys know. Oh, already they spotted them. Nice. Okay, this is good. They're biding their time and they're not shooting recklessly. Except, honestly, that's just unlucky. Yeah, it happens. The snipers in this game are finicky, and you can't really adjust the aim down sight sensitivity, so it happens. Yeah, that's it. It happens to everybody. But yeah. Now that they've spotted you, I would be. Oh, nice. That's two. Ooh. Okay. Very well played on the shots there. I would have run at them directly instead of trying to go for subsequent sniper shots. So you managed to land the first sniper shot. That's very good. They've taken about, I think it's like 70-ish damage. Then they take another shot. They tank another shot to the Actually, hold on. Can I rewind? Yes, I can. Oh, I don't know. This is not a reliable pro. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. That seems to be a torso shot, and oh, it's a leg shot. Okay, so they're probably at either 10 health or like 40 health if they've got a health upgrade, which I do think they do. They've got like a green symbol above their head, so it's, and I don't see any healing particles, so that most likely is. Here, instead of taking a third shot, you should have pulled out the AUG and run at them directly. Reason is, they've got an auto bow, but they've fired at you. Actually, is this the auto bow user? I don't know. I think it is. Yeah, they most likely either have no ammo, low ammo, or they need to reload. They're also incredibly hurt, and you've got a jumps blessing, which is like incredibly difficult for auto bow users to deal with because you're in the air, and the auto bow is projectile weapon, or it's a conventional projectile weapon. All weapons in this game are quote quote projectile weapons, but the bullets go so fast that doesn't really matter. Yeah. Right here, you ideally you would be already like either right here or right there and shooting them with the AUG, because now you have to play catch up, and they'll most likely they're gonna they're gonna fall down, which means you've got two options here. You can either stay up top and try to catch them as they go back up, or shoot them from above, or you can fall down. Falling down is risky though, because if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you can leave yourself vulnerable to them shooting you because you've got the stun. Like even if you do the prone trick right before you land, you're still gonna get shot, or you're still gonna. Oh, I see. Very clever. Very, very applause. Very well played. So what I just said about the stun thing is true, except for the fact that the jump's blessing, when you do a double jump in midair, it resets your gravity or your falling velocity, which means you don't get stunned anymore. So they fall down and then they just shoot the target. Very well played. Ideally, you could have, Ideally, you would have resolved this and finished this fight up top, which means we could have kept looting up top, and it would also leave you less of a target to anybody who because I'm pretty sure there's still another player above. But overall, well played. Well played, yes. Okay, so they did have a health thing. Shotgun ammo, big ammo. You take the health blessing, and then, yeah. Honestly, that's a good choice. You know that there's somebody around. You just heard a dash, and you knew that there were more players around. And, honestly, yeah. Yeah, that's good choice. And yes, you're still keeping them in your inventory in case you need them. Very good choice. Alright, you've got a fight going on, but you're taking your time. You have no rush. That's good. You've got a sniper rifle, so you don't need to run at the target. Ah, you just missed a snowstorm grenade. Oh. Ah, I don't think you saw that. Yeah, so you didn't see them fall down the stairs. Yeah. Yeah. That is something. The grenade idea was very good had the target been there, but yeah, do keep in mind when you're using grenades, you still need to keep an eye on where the enemy is moving, because otherwise you might either miss the grenade or hit yourself with the grenade. If you throw it, the enemy forces you into that area, and then you blow yourself up with your own grenade. Okay. They're very elusive. Gonna smoke him out, so you're forcing them down a layer. That's good. Which means you're taking advantage of your jumps blessing, which is very good. Alrighty. Relax lets you top up. Alrighty. And you're making sure there's nobody below you. Actually, you still think that they are below you. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they went up. Yeah, you hear them clambering above you. Oh. Ooh. Ah, yep, there they are. Okay, how are you gonna do this? You're being chased and you're being shot. Okay. And they missed you. Well played. Alrighty. Hold on. Overall, well done. Yeah. You got shot and your immediate thing was to get to cover, which was very smart. You jumped down and you didn't just sit there with relax. You used relax for a bit, and then you went around the corner to make sure you could catch them trying to ambush you, which is what you did. But they went a bit too low, so now we're back 1-1. So playing field is reset, and you heads up. Nice. Good grenade. Smoke grenade to get the loot. I'm not necessarily sure. I don't think that's absolutely necessary here because the last known player or the last person you knew about was all the way at the bottom and like far away because they were trying to third party you guys. So not absolutely necessary, but still good practices. Thumbs up. Alrighty. Reload your guns. Restock your grenades. Good. Actually, cool. I don't think you had any damage grenades. Sorry. I don't think you had any damage grenades. So, this is good. 2x scope. Yeah. That will do for now. Ideally, you're going to want to find a 4x scope and throw that on because it's inarguably a better optic. You're going to resort your grenades. Good choice. Well, I don't know, actually. I'd use it like compensator. You're gonna yes, good choice, or well done. Honestly, to the shielding grenade, I'm not exactly sure what safety grenade you use. Is mostly depending on the loadout you have and how you like play as a player. I think honestly, I think a wall grenade would have been a better choice here, mainly because it gives you immediate cover. So because since you're using the Car 98, if you have the wall grenade, what you can do is you can peek around the edges of the building, so you can like swing out very quickly. Actually, I will demonstrate this in game really quick. So, shield grenade versus wall grenade, which and when? And why is my game lagging? I'm kidding. Where is this? Here we go. I'm not going to deck it out because it's not absolutely necessary for this situation. Okay, so shield grenade. If I have the Car 98 here, like I can play around and I can do some stuff, but if I actually want to shoot a target, I have to fully expose myself here. Even if I go around the back here, like I'm still pretty vulnerable, and also because it doesn't help that this is a dome, so my head is still pretty much fully exposed here because the dome curves away from your head. However, with a wall grenade, you can very easily just jump around the corner here, shoot somebody, jump around here, or even better, you can get into the tower, shoot somebody, and then drop down and get over here. And then boom, you reloaded. So, yeah. I would have gone with the wall grenade, but the shield grenade still works. Alrighty, let's keep going. Choice? I don't, yeah, no, that was not the right decision. The compensator does not do any, that's them again, don't worry. The compensator doesn't really do anything on the car 98. It does have recoil, but honestly, the bolt animation is so long that the recoil is not felt at all. And you're trying to, I think you're right on the edge of zone. You should probably get into zone before you finish sorting your inventory. Yeah, you are right on the edge here. Okay, something I'm noticing. Yeah, okay, well, now you're officially in the zone. That's not great. Okay, good. You're doing the 1-1-1 grenade. Accuracy barrel? Oh, that's a shame. Okay. What I would have done there is I would have grabbed that accuracy barrel and I would have put it on the Arnold. Accuracy barrel helps, like, okay, accuracy barrel is interesting. What it does is that it reduces hip fire spread, and I think it also mitigates recoil a tiny bit, but not as much as a compensator. I would have put down the shotgun because it gives shotguns, like, I think it's 10% to 50%, not 50%, 10% to like 30, 40% more range depending on the shotgun itself. And it also helps weapons that have a lot of hip fire spread, like the FAMAS. The compensator should stay on the AUG. It's a fully auto rifle, and you need the recoil reduction, and then the silencer should go on the Kar 98s because the sniper rifles in this game are really, really loud. So you'll give it up. It's fine. But bit of lag there. That's. I think that was just a corpse and not a player. But yeah, it's giving you a bit of paranoia, I'm seeing. Or caution, not paranoia. You're acting like there's an enemy around, but I don't see. Yeah, there's nobody here. This entire area has been quiet for a very long time. I understand that. Oh, I see. Okay, you're planning ahead here. This is good, but you're playing a bit too cautiously. If there was anybody else around, you would have either seen them, heard them because they would have been shooting, or fought with them like you did earlier. So you're playing a bit too cautiously here. If there's anybody in city or like below you, footsteps in this game when there aren't gunshot sounds are pretty audible, at least at like a pretty fair distance. So okay, well you made it to zone. Congrats. You're gonna grab the car. Yep. Alrighty. You're gonna factory. And okay, I think I know what you're gonna do. If it is what I think it is, I'm a bit disappointed, but admittedly it is the best way to use this loadout, so fair play, but we'll see. Okay, so you stop for the supply drop and you ping it just so you know where it is, but also you get out. Okay, props to you again. You recognize that there's a supply drop and you recognize that there's cover around, so instead of going directly to it and camping right next to it, you get out early to see if there's anybody. Okay, something I'm not liking. You never put away your guns, and this is really, really, really bad for you. So, if you didn't know, in this game you can put away your guns with the I have it bound to Q, but I believe it's the X button. Not only do you run faster, but you can also maneuver better. And this actually costs you, like, right here, the rifle gets jammed in the window, which means you can't actually jump out of it. And there, it gets jammed against the wall again, so if you had to shoot somebody quickly, they would have gotten the first shot on you. Yeah, and right there, it gets jammed again. Yeah, okay, so, basically, if you're not in the middle of a fight, and you know that somebody is approaching you, or you're going to start shooting them within the next 2 seconds, or you are currently shooting somebody, you should probably have your weapon stowed. It lets you move faster, it lets you move smoother, and it also makes you a harder target to see visually, because when you have your weapons out, it's very obvious they're flailing around and bouncing around and everything. When there's a blue blob on the horizon, you can be difficult to see at times. Yeah, and like you keep getting stuck on the window. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that was close. Actually, yeah, hold on. Okay. Let me rewind. I want to see this again. Okay. Wait, hold on. Did they shoot at you once or twice? And then you... Okay, so what I think happens there is that... Okay, we're going to rewind again. So... hold on. Nope. Hold on. Okay. Okay, right there, up here, you can see the vague outline of a player. You haven't seen them yet because they are kind of, as I said before, they are difficult to spot against the background, but... At this instant, you should immediately stop what you're doing and start thinking. You've just heard a crossbow and you have 130 maximum health. This is very, very, very bad, because what it means is that you are under the minimum threshold to survive a crossbow shot. That means you need to play very, very carefully, because if you don't do this right, all they need to do is land one, I think it's one shot to like the torso. It might even be like the legs or something. But I think one shot to the torso and you're dead. There is no winning, there's nothing. So what you should immediately do is find out where the shot came from. You can either do this by trying to find where the arrow is and then like do reverse math. So for example, if I grab myself the crossbow here, crossbow. If I shoot like this, you can see that the arrow came out at an angle. So that means the target is, or the shooter is probably over here more or less. If like, let's say this is me and I'm coming around the corner, and a bolt goes like, hold on, that's a bad example. A bolt goes like that. This probably means that A, the person is rather far away because it came in at a very shallow angle, as you can see there. It came in at a very shallow angle. It also means that they've got, they've got a very good, like, eye on the window. Like, basically, they're waiting for you to pass instead of just observing the area, because if they were just observing the area and they see you, they would have probably followed you for a bit, tried to account for the travel time and everything, and shot about here-ish, which would be reasonable. However, if they're sitting there waiting for you to go forward, and they suddenly see movement, they're going to snap and shoot, and then boom. So yeah, first thing you should do, as soon as you see that crossbow bolt, stop and get into cover if you aren't in cover. If you are in cover, you need to find out where the person is. Okay, here they are. They're there. It came in at a shallow angle. You can crouch down and look at it if you want, but it's a bit overkill. I'm doing it for demonstration purposes. Yeah, and you can guess more or less. Okay, so they're probably up here. They're at height, I'm guessing, and they're like probably a bit far back. And here you can like jump over, and you can see that. We'll use a dummy grenade to demonstrate here. You will see that the person is in fact standing right here with a crossbow. Okay, it's in the wrong direction, but you get the point. So like, I go around here, the crossbow bolt comes in here. I'm like, okay, I need to be careful. It's probably coming from there-ish, like in that general direction. You can just use pings here to guesstimate the location for yourself. You jump over, boom, you see the target. Then you can start thinking and making a game plan about how am I going to deal with them. However, I don't think you heard the crossbow shot, which is something you need to be careful about. Yeah, you can see them again right there. And then you jump around, because, I wonder if you heard the crossbow shot and you thought it was two people fighting in, like, next to the houses. No, the arrow was, it was much too loud. It makes a certain, like, whistling sound. Well, it always makes a whistling sound, but the whistling sound gets pretty loud when it's right next to you. So, yeah. And then you can see them. They're right up there. You can actually see the crossbow in their hands and the little icon above their head. And then you probably see them out of the corner of your eye. Yeah, you most likely see them out of the corner of your eye, and then you duck into the house, and they miss. This is, yet again, where what I mentioned about having your weapon out actually gets you in trouble, because the AUG gets stuck on the window, and it almost got you killed there. Okay, how are you going to play this? Okay, you get onto the roof to get an advantage, and you see... And your first thought is to run at them? Okay, let's see how you play this. Okay. Okay, okay. I'm gonna be a bit harsh here. You're playing this absolutely terribly. If that person was like, let's say, 10% better, they probably would have hit you either in the foot or just flat out killed you. You've given them 4 shots to shoot you. Well, okay, 3 plus 1. The first shot was, admittedly, like you didn't know they were there. They were taking a gamble shot, basically. But then the rest of them, you know where they are. And, okay, so yeah, you do put away your weapon to move faster. And then you threw a grenade at them. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, you are playing this rather terribly. Mainly because, A, you've given them a lot of opportunities to shoot you with a crossbow, or whatever other weapon they have. If they have, like, an AK, for example, and they've got, like, let's say, compensator, that's not all difficult to find. You'd probably take 90 damage right now, like, by the time you're throwing this grenade. And that grenade is not going to hit. They're too high up. And you have a Kar 98. Okay. So, the problem here is you're not taking advantage of the tools you have. You have a sniper rifle that can consistently one-shot headshot, and a rifle that is better at long range than most other rifles. So what you should do here is, let's rewind a bit. First off, you should not have run at them at all. I understand, perhaps you wanted to do a grenade or something. Maybe if you want to get a bit closer with the AUG, or let's say you had the Grand or something, this would be a good choice, because the Grand does lose a bit of damage at range, and you didn't have a 4x sight, so you can't really hit them accurately at range. Fair. But, yeah, so right now, what you should do is you should go to this house right here. Either this one, or maybe, like, go, like, over here, like, up here, and then to this house right here. And then you can use the cover of the house and also the chimneys and the roofs to take pot shots with your sniper rifle, which you have like 140 ammo, I think, for. You're gonna hit and kill the target before they hit you. So either the other person is gonna run out of ammunition, or they're gonna back down, or you're gonna kill them first. Also, because the farther away you stay from the crossbow, the better for you, because that's more travel time they have to count for. Whereas with the Kar 98, I don't think travel time kicks in until you're at like 150 meters. This is like 650 meters right here. Yeah. It's like, even right now, like, this is the closest you should get to this person. Right now, you could easily like start taking sniper rifle pot shots at them, or you could just start shooting them with your AUG. You might not do that much damage to them, but still you'll basically, you'll pressure them and you'll say, hey, I'm not an easy target. I'm an actual combatant. I'm going to pressure you, and I can deal damage to you, which is going to most likely have the person back down to reassess the situation. If they're an ambitious player, they'll just keep shooting you, in which case you can just keep shooting them or snipe them. If they're a more cautious player, they're going to back up. They'll perhaps go backwards over there, or they'll drop down, or maybe they'll prone and heal if they have relax, or just prone and use a bandage. But this right here, this is a death sentence, because you leave yourself open. Okay, so the problem is, another one of the problems is you leave yourself open to many things. First off, you leave yourself open to being crossbowed. That's pretty obvious. We've been talking about that. Number two, you leave yourself open to being shot with the rifle or third weapon. So I'm holding up 3 fingers right now, and I'll hold one up for everything. You leave yourself open to being grenaded of 2 types. You can either get damage grenaded, so a cluster grenade or something, you've got no cover and nowhere to run to, and a snowstorm grenade, you become basically a clay pigeon target. And that was ambitious. That was really, really ambitious. Grenades don't have that much range, and grenades tend to have very bad vertical range. Like, if it was a volley grenade or something, no, not even a volley grenade. No. Like, okay, if it was maybe like if you're using this as cover, maybe, but I can tell you were trying to trap the person, because actually, I wonder if you're trying to do the cage grenade plus splinter grenade combo. If so, okay, valid. That combo only really works on people on like flat or lower ground than you. Please don't do that combo against people at a high advantage. Just shoot them with the guns you have. Okay, let's see how you get out of this. Yep, and you throw a splinter grenade, and it bounces off the cage and lands at your feet. Okay, and you choose not to pick it up. That's fair. It goes off, and okay. Okay, you are kind of saved by the fact that you have relax here. It lets you heal up rather quickly. And it also means you don't have to stop to use a medkit. So, good choice on your selection there. How are you going to play this, though? Because you are out of zone. I mean, you've only got 16% on the ring timer, which is not too much, but yeah. Let's see. How are you going to play this? Because the person stopped there, and I think, yeah, I think they crossed upwards because you heard them to your, like, upper right. I see. So they did the orbital grenade plus launch pad trick, where you throw down an orbital grenade, and you use launch pad. It's as simple as it sounds. Okay, fair. I honestly think they did not want to take that fight, which means their close range weapon must not have been very good, and or they were not confident in their skill. Which, looking back at their shots, they only hit you about half health, with like 4 to 6 bullets. So fair. Okay, this is like okay. Couple of things. Number one, please do not do inventory management when you're in the area, like in the blast zone of a grenade that one hit kills you. Number two, please put away your weapon. This is like the prime time for that situation. The enemy that you were fighting just went away, or if they didn't go away, they're right behind you. You can't shoot them in any scenario. There isn't going to be anybody else here because they would have third-partied you already, or that you would have seen the gunshots towards you. And it will get like if you had your fist there, like you would have saved 2 seconds to get there, which means you could have spent those 2 seconds to go behind that tree and heal up and get back 5 health, or prone and use relax. Okay, re-racking your grenades, smart. Okay, and the blast goes off without anything. And then you turn down your sound. It is a very loud blast. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what you're checking here. There isn't anybody here. You would have heard, first off, that area, like most of this area was in a giant nuke area about 3 seconds ago. Second off, if there was anybody nearby, you would have heard them crash land into the ground, especially if it was the person who used like a launch pad grenade or something. And if it was yet again, a third party, you would have already been shot by now. Also, you really should just get the zone. You're not running dangerously low on time, but yeah, it's not, okay. Well, okay, you managed to make it out because of luck. Not luck, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what the other person thought. Perhaps they had like the UMP or something, or some other go weapon that wasn't really great at close range, but yeah. Technically you would be dead by now. So just keep that in mind. If the other person has a weapon that can kill you in one shot, you need to play very carefully, and you need to make not risky plays. That's things like taking sniper shots, or sniper rifle shots, pestering them at range with a rifle, which to get them to back down so you can approach. But running at them head on, it's gonna get you killed. Already, and you use relax to heal up the last chunk of health. That's very good. Those 5 health can be the difference between living or dying, because for some submachine guns, like 5 damage is enough for them to need another bullet to kill you, and that can be like another 0.5, 0.7 seconds where the person has to readjust their aim and land another bullet on you, and that can be enough for you to win the game. Make sure you're at, basically, if you're not in the middle of a fight, make sure you're at full health as much as you can be. If you have like 30 health left and you got no bandages, and you've got like only 1 medkit left and no healing blessings, save the medkit, I'd say. But yeah, if you've got like a ton of spare healing, always try to be at full health when you start a fight. Alrighty. You got 10 people left in factory ending. This is pretty standard. Reminder, you should probably have your weapons stowed right now. It will let you move around faster. I understand that you're looking for enemies, but the highest zoom scope you have is a 2x. You're actually using the 1x sight right now, and honestly, trying to get to factory would probably be a better play than trying to see if there's anybody around, because I don't know. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Scratch what I said. You're doing fine. Okay, that's a good play. You're taking advantage of the jumps blessing you have to get into a tree, which gives you the height advantage against anybody nearby. Fortunately, there's nobody nearby, so you're not really doing anything, but good initiative. Thumbs up. Nope. It does make a good for like a good outpost of sorts. And you're ditching all the stuff you don't need. Smart. Okay, our crossbow buddy is back, but they're not shooting at you. That means you need to be careful about here, because this time the enemy has the advantage on you. Like, they have the height advantage because they could be here, or even like the entirety of factory, minus this like the little house here and this here, has a height advantage on you. And also in factory, there's a lot less direct cover. There's like a miscellaneous pipes and stuff but you can absolutely shoot somebody between pipes or something. So, let's see how you play this. The hunt. You have jumps, relax, and max health. Ooh, I don't know. I would have picked that up and stowed that if you managed to get, like, let's say you got 8 players remaining. Like, spoiler, I've seen this. I had to skim it. I do remember, like, a bit forward, I think you get like an extra kill or something. That speed boost can actually help you a lot. You should, yeah. Let's say, for example, you get 1-2 more kills. You suddenly go from 2 kills to 4 kills, which is 40% movement speed. That's pretty good. That's the same as a blue blessing. I would have picked that up and held on to it because it could help you in the end, especially, like, let's say, for example, the towers get pushed, like the towers end up in zone and it's a flat fighting zone. The Spood Beast will help immensely with approaching enemies and also just not getting shot in fights. I am noticing something else when you fight that I will bring up later, and I did bring it up with them when we were chatting on Discord. Also, there's some audio bugs here. Sorry, I don't. It's probably just too many explosions, honestly. Okay. You're ignoring the fighting and you're getting up to height. I say this is actually a pretty good option, mainly because the weapons you have don't really allow for large group fighting. If you had, let's say, the MG82 or Barrett or something, which have a lot of ammunition and can, if needed, take down multiple targets at a time, I would say go go jump towards the fights and see if you can like pick somebody off or get yourself involved. But with your weapons, this is probably the best play you could have made. Okay, you make sure there's nobody nearby. Fork scope. You absolutely need that. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. And now you can actually use the Kar 98. I mean, it's fine with the 2x, but it's just the 2x is too unreliable. It moves around too much. Let's see. The souls, you don't need them. Accidentally grab the revolver. You are getting shot at, so you duck down. Smart. You grab the AUG. Okay, and you get a height. Okay. You really should have grabbed the laser sight here. Now, for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's a free attachment for your guns, and also you should have grabbed the silencer here since you have it's for free on the AUG. But mainly because basically laser sights are very important on whatever your close range weapon if it is, whether it's a shotgun, submachine gun, rifle like the FAMAS, because the FAMAS is technically a rifle that's more suited as a submachine gun than it is a proper assault rifle. Pause. But yes, especially with the Arnolds, you really need to have a laser sight on them because since they don't have a very long barrel, trying to guesstimate where the bullets are going to go, like I will demonstrate in game here, trying to guesstimate where the bullets are going to go is and does end up to be rather difficult, especially if you don't use them often. For example, let's say for this weapon, I can more or less guess that the bullets are going to go to the middle, right here. With this, not really. The barrel just kind of, the weapon is too short. The barrel's cut off so short that you don't really know where it's going to go. So yeah, you absolutely should have put laser sight. Absolutely should put laser sight on this. Also, basically, with any shotguns, you should put laser sights on them. Mainly because shotguns tend to be used in close range, high octane fights, where your weapon moves around a lot, and having a laser that shows you where your weapon is, so you don't have to do the mental math of trying to guesstimate where it is incredibly. Well, it saves you time, basically. It lets your brain operate faster, which means you can make decisions faster, and... One moment, sorry. It lets you make those decisions faster, which lets you get, basically, it gives you the edge in the battle, which means you can hit an extra bullet, or you can, get that half second faster into cover, which can buy you time, or buy you, let's say, 10 health, which can, in the end, let you win the fight. Also, it's a free attachment. It's not doing anything. might as well pick it up. Already, you're checking all your guns are good, nice. And now, alrighty. So somebody just got a 3, man. That's concerning. Most of the time, if you manage to get a 3-person kill, okay, admittedly this is factory, it's close quarters, not super easy to escape, yes. But people who can get more than 2 kills with an orbital strike grenade, especially in this kind of scenario, which means they know that they have one and they specifically wait to use it. Your orbital strike grenade earlier was pretty effective, yes, but I would have just used a fire grenade or something. It was a bit overkill. Wait, no, this is the wrong game, I'm sorry. But yes. As for the target you just saw running away, you should probably keep your eyes trained over there because you don't hear anybody running around anywhere else, which means there's nobody climbing the tower or shooting at you. So it's honestly a free kill. Also, I doubt there would be anybody else there because, well, mainly because the person that you just saw running is either a person who threw the grenade or is one of the people who didn't die by the grenade. That grenade couldn't have, like, if there was somebody here, you can't throw a grenade that far for it to, like, land in the middle there, which means there's another person in that area, or more likely, to your right. Over in this zone right here, that's hidden by the platform. Also, using the AUG at this range is a bit ambitious. Like, I like your optimism, but especially with no compensator, not quite. Yes, so as I was saying before, if they threw the grenade like right here, I think was the central blast zone, they are most likely either back there all the way in the corner, or they are down here, or they're down here at the time that the blast goes off. Now they've most likely gone back up and are trying to get here to either take this position from you or get to one of the other higher locations. Because remember, in this game, having height is powerful. Swapping between them, good, good. Honestly, you should just scan with the, well, I suppose there is a point to using the red dot sight. You can see more stuff, but seeing as there's no sniper glint in this game, yeah, if you're trying to, like, look specifically for a target, you might as well just use the highest optic zoom you have. Or the optic with the highest zoom level. Alrighty. So you know that there are people around? Yep. That is why I recommend not playing on the top platform, because accidents happen, and like accidentally taking a launch pad does a couple things. Number one, it violently removes you from the position you were in, which two, it lets other people know that there was somebody previously on top tower, or like top tower who is gone, which means that position is now available and that there was a player there, and being on the top platform makes you pretty easy target to hit. If anything, I would recommend playing on the platform right below that, because let's say, for example, somebody manages to land like a very well done, a very well done grenade toss, or like a volley grenade that goes partway up the tower. You have a roof above you. It also helps for like crash landings, so people who try to launch pad to take the tower from you, which we will actually see later. And you end up crashing down into factory. Okay, luckily there's nobody else nearby, or nobody who shot you, so you're good, but... Okay. You hear two running. You hear running to your left, to your right, and you hear running to your left. You should probably... Yep. Okay, you see somebody right behind you. I don't know if you actually saw them, because you are not playing very carefully, but yeah, and there's the other person. I think you're just ignoring them. You're trying to get to height, which is a fair play. This is not really the best spot to be. The little pipe here isn't whatchamacallit, it's not flat, so you can slip off. It also makes your aim unsteady. Okay. And there you go. You see the last target. You miss. That's fine. Okay. I like your idea, but black hole grenade was not really the best choice here. You probably should have gone with a knockback grenade or an implosion grenade. Alternatively, something like a splinter grenade or something to flush him out because, well, A, the grenade ends up missing, as you can see there. It's our crossbow friend. Okay, so, as you saw right there, this is actually why I recommend playing here. The arrow got stuck between, like, the area between the pipe and the thing here because the pipe offers more cover. So, yes. Now, let's see. How are you going to play this? Because it's the same person as before. We know they're a fairly decent shot with the crossbow. Like, well, not super decent, but, like, they can use a crossbow, and also that this is most likely the person that's just gone that's just killed everybody with the orbital strike. Mainly because of the blessings they have. The blessings that somebody has is kind of like the trophies they have, the eliminations they get. The more they have, or like the higher the pips are, which means the higher the tier they are, that most likely means they've killed more enemies. So how are you gonna handle this? Okay, you land the shot. Good, and oh no. Okay. What happens? Okay, you land some good shots. That's them. And you get stuck. Okay, yet again, the not putting your weapons away thing is getting you in trouble, but okay. That was not the greatest idea, admittedly. If you were using something like the op, I would have said absolutely yes. However, the card doesn't. I think it deals like 78 torso damage, which it's a decent amount. But at this stage in the game, most players, if not all players, have a whatchamacallit, health up blessing, which means that was either only half or like a third of their health bar. So pushing off of that much damage, I mean, it's reasonable, but it's not necessarily the best idea. You should have perhaps gone for a second shot because that other player, you know them from before. You've only heard one crossbow for like the last 7 minutes of this match. It's this player. You know they like to play aggressively. They keep re-peeking you even though you like have the clear advantage over them. So what I would have done is that in the scenario, you just sit up there and you try and land a second sniper shot. If you can land the second sniper shot, you either flat out kill them or you heavily damage them, which means then, yes, you can jump down and attack them because unless they have MP5K plus legendary recycling, they can't heal up that much damage that fast. And they also now have the pressure of somebody approaching them at high speed. You hear them above you. You hear them walking on metal. Well, you hear someone walking on metal, and you see them. Okay, good. You're using your jumps blessing to take shortcuts. You reload your gun. Good. I'm not sure what that buzzing is from. It's very odd. Okay, and you're back up top. So we've rewound to before, except you now have a bit less ammo in both categories, and somebody has taken a lot of damage. And there's still 3 people alive. Okay, you see a target with like. Well played, good shots. That was a bit risky. You're giving up your power position to get a kill, and especially since you're not using the Hunt or Bloodlust, which scales off of the kills you get. Getting that kill wasn't super necessary. If anything, you could have just tried to plink at him from above instead of having to jump down and fully commit to this fight. I mean, you do get some shotgun ammo, which is nice. Okay, so you hear the other person on here. Okay, your guns are reloaded. Good. Alrighty. Bit of sorting. And yeah, you see the person climbing up. This actually would be the perfect time for a black hole grenade because if you can land it, they get sucked against the side of the wall and they're kind of screwed because when they fall, they either fall like down to the ground and get stunned or they're held in place. So you can just freely shoot them. This is very good. You're using your jumps blessing to scope out where the enemy is. again, like as I mentioned before, if you have your fists out here, you can get around the platform a bit faster, which means you can like get like half a second of an advantage on somebody climbing up, which could mean you get like 3 more bullets off before they see you. Alrighty, so you see them and they've just dropped down, which means they are. Ooh. They now know you're above. You threw a grenade. No, you don't throw a grenade. Never mind. Okay. How are you gonna play this? You're chasing them. So this is the person with the crossbow, and you're chasing them around an area with a lot of tight corners where your fully automatic gun will most likely lose to their one-shot weapon. Okay, I'm gonna keep watching, but most of the time that's a very bad idea. If anything, I would have recommended just like going to this tower. Like, so you see them approaching, and you just let them climb up as you jump over to this tower, and then you shoot them with your sniper as they're going up. They either have to keep climbing to get to cover, jump off, and you can shoot them and chase them, or shoot you back and you have the health advantage. Although they do have... Okay, you landed some damage, and you're going to chase them? Yes, you are. You try and hit them with... Okay. So the big issue I was talking about earlier just got you in very big trouble here, but I'll keep watching. Oh, well, this is actually a pretty decent chase sequence. You're not aggressing too much, and you are keeping like your eyes on the enemy. You're also using sound, which is nice, and you're attempting to bamboozle them. Oh, lava's here. Alrighty, how are you gonna handle this? Suppressor? Yeah. Well, it took you a bit, but... That is a grenade. No, that is a person. Okay. FYI, this is where the problems start for you. Okay. So, you heard them crash land. First thing you should do is... Firstly, unequip your weapon so you can move faster, then jump up and try and spot them. You did that, good job, you're up here. They played that well, they were behind the pipe and they crawled to the other side of the pipe. You should have started the fight with the Arnolds, or the Arnold you have. Reasons? 1. Snipers don't work well close quarters, unless you're, like, there are few exceptions. Like, number 1, it's an emergency, as in all of your other guns have no ammunition, and it's the last thing you have, and you don't have time to reload or can't reload. Number 2, Number 2, it's like point blank, like literally, like you ambush them basically. Or let's say, for example, let's say that was you, and they're in your position, and they've, yeah. Actually, hold on. Yeah. No. Let's say it was the example from before where you drop down on the person. Let's say, yeah, the person has 0 clue you're there, 0 idea you're there, about to be eliminated, and you've got a clear sight on them. That would be a pretty good situation to use a sniper rifle, like, especially when you're dropping straight down, because you just aim more or less in a direction. You don't need to count for anything. And, well, 3, if you're like a professional trick shot or something, but that doesn't, like, I'm not at that stage. Almost nobody I've ever seen is at that stage. It's an exception to the norm. And so, yes, you should have started the fight with the Arnold, because 1, you would have most likely, if not hit them with the full thing, you would have hit them with at least a couple of bullets, which is like, it's between 20 and 40 damage, which is not 0. And it also, you could have kept fighting with it, which means you could have got another shot and then swapped to it, which means you would already have like a 40 to 80 health advantage depending on how accurate you are. Okay, so you managed to get away. Well played. The person keeps... I think you, yeah, I think you get... Ooh. Okay, that's smart move. Oh, you're almost kissing the... Oh yeah, you are kissing the lava. Smart move to use your relax midair. If not, I think you would have been dead here. You heal up? Alrighty, good. Except you now need to get upwards because the lava is approaching your ankles. This is where jumps pressing helps a lot. Ooh, that was not a good use of a shield grenade. You should absolutely have kept that. The shield grenade does nothing offensively. It doesn't deal damage, and it doesn't stun an enemy. All it does is it locks them down. Like, so let's say, for example, that you've got an enemy with a sniper rifle, and you need to approach them. If you have a shield grenade, it's a great way, because it's basically just a wall where bullets can't go through. So you can run up, like, what's a good example? Actually, I will demonstrate right here. Let's say I've got an enemy in that, actually, I will demonstrate with this enemy right here. In this window. You see him? Hi. That's Bob. Okay, Bob has a sniper rifle and he wants us dead. Because this is TABG. We're behind this tree and we are taking cover. What we can do is, well, we can't actually hit him with the shield grenade. It doesn't deal any damage or anything. But what you can do is we can throw it out there, get back cover, snake, like, go around everything. And suddenly, as soon as we get here, this entire stretch of land I can run up because they can't shoot us. They don't have the angle. And suddenly, bam. Well, the shield grenade went away, but I will keep it here for the demonstration. Suddenly, we've covered 75% of the distance. We can now run over here and shoot them. We could run forward and shoot them, and now they've got the railing in the way. So they either have to jump forward to fight us, which means they lose their advantage, and they put themselves in a 50-50 fight. 50-50 fight is basically an even fight. There's no height advantage. There's no range advantage. There's nothing. So it's basically the same as if we were right here. And I'm crouching for demonstration purposes. Yeah. This would be a 50-50 fight. No height advantage, no range advantage, nothing. Or if we rewind a bit, and we go back to here, I could throw down like another grenade, let's say a wall grenade. And suddenly, they can't see me at all. Now, with a wall grenade, I can do a lot. I can either parkour up the side and shoot them. I can parkour up to the top and shoot them. I can get in, use it as cover to get inside the building and shoot them. Or I can use it as cover to get behind the building and just go away and not take the fight. But in that scenario, hold on. Okay. The shield grenade that you use right here doesn't actually do anything for you because all they did was throw a grenade. They're not shooting you or anything. And, okay, that's a lie. It is helpful if they were right behind you and they were trying to shoot you. That would be good, especially on, like, let's say Pyramid, for example. You throw it behind you, the person chasing you can't shoot you. But this is a Factory, where it's a spiral, basically. So it doesn't matter because you're already around the corner and they already can't shoot you. So you're going up to get a height advantage, fair. You're most likely going to try and get back up to the roof, aren't you? Yeah. The roof here, honestly, is not a great position. All of the surrounding areas that you can shoot down on, the enemy isn't there because they're either engulfed in lava or, yeah. Honestly, your best bet would probably be to go over here because if the person wants to fight you, they either have to expose themselves here, so they either have to shoot you from below, which puts them at risk of the lava, somehow get to the roof, which they can't. Most of the time, most players almost never have more than 2 launch pad grenades, and they've already used one of them. Actually, no, they've used both. They used one earlier when they were running away from you, and then they used one now. Or they can fight you from here directly, which makes it, yet again, another 50-50, except you have the advantage that you can just, like, fall back and, like, go to the, like, the back of the thing and they can't shoot you. They have to approach you, which is more difficult. You're parkouring very well, I will give you that. You get a bit stuck here, that's fine, it happens. Okay. You see them approaching, so what are you gonna do? Okay, you see them right there. Oh, they've got a melee weapon. Oh, that's one of these players. Okay, that's good. You're healing up here. You try and shoot them. And then they just run out of ammo, and then you die. Okay. So, overall, pretty well done. You've definitely... Okay. you know what you're doing and you've got an idea of how to play correctly, but you do need to work on a couple of things. More specifically, when you use which weapon, and also something I've noticed, you spent pretty much, I think, every single fight except that last fight you took, which was 20 seconds ago. Actually, it was a bit closer than that. It's here, and here, and here. That is the only moment in the entire game that we've just watched where you hip fire. And it cost you a lot. So, I understand that hip fire in this game is incredibly difficult. I know, if you see my earlier videos, and if you just watch my stuff, it's very difficult. I still struggle with it in like every single game I play. The trick with it is that if you try to use aim down sights in close range in this game, like you do in Call of Duty or Apex Legends or any other traditional battle royale game, you are going to fail miserably because aiming down sights does a couple of things. Number one, it slows you down. You move slower, you walk slower, you can't sprint at all, and your weapon on top, it still has recoil, and it also waves around when you're aiming down sights. I've demonstrated this in my tutorial or in my beginner's guide, but I've also talked about it a bit on my channel. But yes. Moreover, actually, I will demonstrate here with the just like every rifle. Actually, I'm just gonna grab the AUG right here. That's a crossbow. AUG, nope. There you go. As I mentioned before, if you had the laser sight here, that would have helped. So, this is combat trying to aim down. Actually, this is just shooting without aiming down sights. With recoil control. This is shooting while aiming down sights. There's a couple of other things that happen. Number one, the gun, like the muzzle effects are directly in your face. Like they're directly down the sight picture, which makes it kind of difficult to shoot a target. Number two, the gun bounces around. This is a consequence of how the games function. The guns are physical objects. They're not just hallucinate, like, basically. In every other game, the gun is basically just like a little ghost. It's an illusion that you hold, and it summons magic bullets that deal damage to the enemy. In this game, no. The guns have physical models that you can see here. I'm using it to like hover on this edge right here, which I can't do if I put away the gun. Okay, I can, but that's because of my arms. If I turn around, I can't do it anymore. When you're aiming down sight, the entire gun bounces because, yet again, there's recoil being applied to it, and okay, you can't really catch it, but so yeah. Basically, you cannot play this game, and if you want to get better in this game, you need to learn how to aim down sights. Now, I understand it is incredibly difficult, and there's not really much you can do. Well, there are two things you can do. Three things. I mentioned this in my beginner's guide. If you're relatively new to TABG, I absolutely recommend it. It should be on like one of the feature videos on my channel. One moment. Basically, there are three ways to improve. Number one, experience. A lot of experience. You basically grab a gun and you take every fight you can with hip fire. Now, admittedly, you're going to do terribly. For example, it's probably going to look like this for first bit, but even there, I managed to kill a target. If I try to do this aiming down sights, no. So, as I was saying, there are three ways. Number one, experience. You grab a gun and you force yourself to hip fire whenever possible. Now, keep in mind, hip firing is recommended for fights at less than 20 meters. A bit more if you like, a bit more depending on the range of the weapon. For example, hip firing the Grand at like the Car 98 for, let's say, what is this, 40 meters? Yeah. Like, it's not super recommended because you're not super accurate. But let's say, how close? 30 meters is sure. 30 meters is like pretty much the maximum. Okay, it would help if I could hit my shots to demonstrate a point. There you go. Like, depending on the range of your weapon, you most likely, basically, if your fight is within 10 meters, you want to hip fire with a submachine gun. If it's within 15 to 20 meters, like, so, 15 to 20. This is 20, right? Yeah. 15 to 20 meters. So basically from there to there. You want to hip fire with your weapon, with your rifle most of the time, and machine guns too, depending on the machine gun, also depending on the rifle. For example, the FAMAS, absolutely you can't hip fire it past like 12 meters or something. But the AUG, part of its weapon design is that it's more accurate at long ranges, which means you can reliably hip fire somebody at like what? What is it like? Okay, 30 meters is a bit extreme, but like 25 meters? Yeah. There's almost no recoil here, and the like actual spread is very minimal. And I like keep in mind I do all of this with trackball, which means this is not at all optimal recoil management. So that's method number one. It's tedious, it takes time, and you're like the first, I'd say like 5 hours of you attempting this practice will be incredibly painful. If you want to see how bad it is, go back and watch my like the training arc begins video, and like the couple videos after that I was missing every shot, but I've improved, as you might be able to tell. Number two, shooting drills with the with laser sight attached. Like literally you grab the weapon you're using, like compensator or whatever. Most of the time I would recommend without a compensator or accuracy barrel or whatever, mainly so you get mainly so you understand how the weapon works at its base, and then everything else is toppings. It's like, what's a good food analogy? It's like a burger, let's say, for example. You need to learn how to cook a burger, a plain, boring burger, before you can learn how to cook a burger with seasoning, a burger with a marinade, a burger with, like, cheese on top of it when you put it on the grill and everything. That's basically what attachments are. They're toppings to your weapon. The laser sight is a tool. It's not exactly. It's kind of like the difference between using just an oven and a grill. But discussion for another time. So literally, you just sit here and you shoot the targets. And when I say sit here and shoot the targets, I don't mean literally sit at this exact spot and hold down the trigger button for an hour. What I mean is put yourself in different scenarios. Obviously, there's just like shooting the basic targets, trying to learn how the hip fire feels and everything. But then there's other drills that you can do, and I actually recommend doing, like, for example, the pop out of cover drill, and then you pop back into cover. You pop out of cover. I actually don't do the jump there. So you pop out of cover, shoot the target, pop into cover. You've got the, I don't know, targets at an angle drill. You have to shoot them where they're not facing you. You can do the, I don't know, you can do like close quarters drills. For example, you can run in here and try to take down this dummy as fast as you can, and then try and get out of the house. Also, this, for example, like if I'm trying to do this, if I do this too fast, the weapon gets stuck on the wall. So what I can do is keep in mind. So actually, so for you, Hunter, what I would recommend: go to controls, go to a swap weapon or weapon slot. Set these to your scroll wheel buttons. They will help you a lot, especially for like swapping between weapons quickly, and just like I can hit Q here and boom, I have my weapon out instead of having to hit Q and then 1 and then reposition my fingers. Because if I want to hit 1 and 2, I have to take my keys off of my fingers off of WASD, etc. So I say C here. Hold on. I run in here. I pull out the gun and I can just shoot the target. And no mess, no interruptions, whatever. But yeah, basically different drills. You can like do long range shooting. For example, with this target here. Okay, hold on. There we go. Or alternatively, what you can do is you can try shooting in bursts, because holding down the trigger isn't always the best option. Sometimes you want to fire bursts, like da 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 da, pause, da 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 da, pause, and then you finish them off a bit faster. Eventually, yes. Basically, just practice. And then, actually, I'm not even going to tell you the third method, because you really shouldn't be doing it. Nobody should be doing it. But, yeah. Anyways, so, my overall thoughts. You've got potential. You've got a lot of potential. You understand how the parkour works. You understand initiative, like when to take fights and when to chase. But you need to learn to, A, respect the tools your opponents have. If they have a musket or sniper rifle or something and you only have 100 health or 130 health, you need to be very aware of that. If they've got an AA-12 and you've got limited, like if you've got no movement speed, no dash, no jumps or something, you need to be aware of that. If they've got a sniper rifle and you've got like a FAMAS, a machine gun, and Arnold shotgun, you need to be aware of that and make sure to use your grenades in that case. That you need to learn how to hip fire. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be painful, and it's not going to be fun. But if you want to improve at this game, you need to learn how to do it. And also remember to put away your weapons. Basically, okay. Like, what's a good example for this? Basically, in Valorant, yes, it's a completely different game. I've never played it, but there's a concept called, I'm not exactly sure its name, but basically the concept goes that there are two stages you should be in: armed and standby. Basically, armed is there is an enemy nearby and I'm about to shoot them. So you're looking at your crosshair, which this game doesn't have, but like you're looking at your crosshair, you're waiting for the enemy. You're about to shoot them. They walk into the corner and you shoot them. And then there's what's called standby, where in Valorant, since like it's when there's no enemies nearby and you're not going to be shooting, like there's no risk of an enemy appearing. So what you do is you look at your minimap, which this game doesn't have a minimap, but in this game, the equivalent of that is you pull out your fists, because you move faster, you can do things faster, you can get around faster. Yes. So basically, if you're not shooting somebody about to get shot in the next 2 seconds, or need to reload, you should not have your weapons out. There is a caveat: if you're using them to parkour, like quote-unquote parkour, as in like you do it to like this, that's fine. But otherwise, have your weapons stowed. Anyways, wow, that was intense, but don't worry. It's a lot of minor stuff. It's a lot of stuff that people don't think about, and most people don't even realize. But that is kind of the point of this series, and the point of my channel is to just say, hey, here's the stuff that you didn't know about and you haven't realized. Here's how to improve on it. So overall, I think with a bit of practice and everything, yeah, you will do well. Yes. Also, keep an eye out for accuracy barrels. They help a lot with shotguns. And also make sure to use your pistol, because you didn't touch your the shotgun once, and it would have helped you in a couple of fights. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, I'm most likely going to only do these once a week because of how intensive they are. But yeah, if you want to be the next person to have their game reviewed, please look at the description. Make sure everything is in the format, and from there, add me on Discord. My name is GeozaPlanet. Upload the video to a Google Drive. Share the Google Drive with me. Please make sure the Google Drive is public, not private. And then if I look through and everything is all right, yeah, you'll be good to go. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow with some gaming, and probably Hawked, because there is a new event. It's the party of the end of the world, or at least according to Bjorn, which we all know how that goes. Yeah. Ciao.